ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another edition. Yeah, just not cameras right there. No, you all good.
Sorry
you all
about
good.
that.
You don't have to look at the camera all the time,
Okay.
but it's right there. But welcome back to another edition of the MIC podcast. I'm Toby King. Before we get into anything, definitely want to shout out our sponsors at Cascadia Blooms. Premium CBD products. You got tinctures, edibles, flour. Really the whole shebang on that website at cascadiablooms.com, and then you can use code MIC to get 20% off anything on their website. You know the drill. I don't really know any better deal than that going on right now, to be honest. But episode 31, I'm joined by a good friend, another very special guest, Kat motherfucking Paletta.
Hello, everyone.
Kat, thank you for joining me
Thank
today.
You for having
It was
me.
really
I'm
nice
happy
to see
here.
you.
Happy to be here.
I kind of just want to hop right into it.
Okay, yeah.
Let me
Let
me unlock the
What I'm talking about.
Well, no. So I mean, we met each other at school at Penn State,
We did.
and
In my
that's
favorite class of all time.
absolutely shout out to Boaz.
Shout out to Boaz.
It was a class where we were pretty much just learning film techniques to film a documentary, pretty
Now
much.
let's on a podcast together.
Dead ass, yeah, real
How
shit.
things
Yeah, you
work
feel
out.
me?
Yeah, it's weird how things
Talking to
work
the
out.
mic, yeah, no, be sure to talk to the mic, yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're all good. But so met at school, and pretty much we just hit it off essentially. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of just been
We
rolling,
became friends pretty
rolling ever
close.
since. But I just kind of want to dive into and speak about your career and what you've been doing up to this point.
Okay.
So if you just want to let people know what is it that you do, at least in the corporate professional world.
So right now I am a digital marketing coordinator
Okay.
for a biotech company that
Facts.
specializes in hemp-based ingredients.
Okay.
So that's my formal title.
So as a digital marketing person, was that always the career path for you, or did your career goals and your career path just kind of morph into what it is today because the world was changing more towards digital based content, digital marketing? Would you say it just was a product of adaptation, or was that
Yeah.
always the
I feel like I happened upon it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was necessarily my goal ever. I think my honest to God goal was I wanted to be a vet or some sort of thing with animals.
Really?
Yeah, no, I'm really
Get the fuck
yeah,
out. Are you
no, I'm
serious?
really I love taking care of things and I love animals. but
That's a
also-
fact. I cannot that for sure.
I live next to the zoo for a reason, but I've always been interested in that. So even at a young age, I had books on dogs, books on cats, and their
Really?
anatomy. Yeah, so that was actually, but I'm so bad at math and science.
Yeah.
Didn't matter, so I couldn't really do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then when I went to college, I went in for marketing, and I was like, that'll be fine.
Yeah, facts.
And then that was hard too. So then I was broadcast journalism with a minor in digital media and analytics. And I kind
Okay.
of just took that minor and morphed it into my career now.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be a newscaster, especially with news now. It's too
Facts.
sad. So
Very, very sad. So what was did you go into college wanting to be a vet? And then did you it just kind of switched as you're just I may not want to
I was undecided my freshman year, and I was kind of I could do anything.
just your freshman. I was actually undecided my first 2 years.
Yeah, but
I
my
was
first 2 years, my first 2 years, no, for
I was
sure.
forced to choose. It's
Yeah, no, I
what
went
are you
into
doing
it,
here?
I was my parents were marketing, and I was
Fuck it.
I didn't ever go to school thinking I'll be a vet.
You're right. Yeah.
I'm that's hard. It's one of the hardest jobs to have.
It definitely is hard.
It's I think it's harder to become a vet than it is to become
An actual doctor.
An actual doctor. now.
Really?
Because you're dealing with such different
Anatomies,
animals all the
yeah,
time, so
right.
it's you're not always dealing with the same kind of bodies,
Facts.
and so there's a lot more schooling I think that has to go into it.
Okay.
And also there's a lot of different animals that they have to take care of because it's not just typical domestic animal vets. There's
Yeah.
zoo vets, and there's farm vets, and then there's I don't know, service animal vets.
Facts. Okay.
So-
Interesting.
Yeah, it's
All
all
right.
different.
So then just even diving into the marketing world, when you first, even chose that major, chose that whole path, what was, did you did things come easy to you, or did you was there a big learning curve?
Not with any of the tech stuff.
Okay.
I honestly can say with technology, it just made sense to me. Even right now, I'm building a website.
Dope.
I have no prior experience building a website, but I got on my computer last night, and within an hour I had all the pages
That's crazy.
set up, ready to go, and it just made sense to do it.
Yeah.
And it was even when I'm trying to learn code, I feel it's more I understand it.
So like, do you know code now? Like, or,
Kind of, yeah.
wow,
I'm
that's
getting to that
fucking
point where
crazy.
you just have to. I keep learning, and I feel like that's more of where my realm is now. Is all tech, because something about it is it's intuitive for a reason. But I feel like with me, I really can grasp it.
It just kind of clicks.
It clicks, yeah.
So I mean, like even like Will I Am was kind of doing that whole spiel about like everyone should learn how to code at some point. Like he was like on like this big kind of campaign trying to get like young people to code. So it's like, like coding seems intimidating. So like, how did you even dive into that? Like building a website, and like what website are you building, by the way?
So I'm building a website for my mom.
Okay.
But so at work, since it's a small team, we're a startup business.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fires to put out, and there was one time where the website wasn't working right.
Right.
And it wasn't anyone's fault necessarily. It was just too many things were running at the same time, and there was no one above me to really, because we have other people that like, we have a web developer team that we work with.
Yeah.
And even he couldn't figure it out. So it's like there was no one I could go to figure it out. So
like, you were just like, yo,
it's like, shit, well, I got to figure it out. I got to learn it.
Yeah, if you want something done, got to do it yourself.
Like, if I want to sell my products, it's up to me. Like, there's no one else looking. There's no one else to look to at this point. So I just watched like 4 hours of YouTube videos.
And like, it's not even to cut you off. Like, my apologies, but like, our guest last week is actually his producer, Nate, and he's into like videography and like photography, and that's not like his first trade of choice. You know what I mean? Like he's he makes beats and all that stuff, but he literally said the same thing. Like YouTube was just like a huge resource for him. Like, and like it's actually crazy how, I don't know, like if you just like log on to YouTube and just look at these instructional videos on how to do X, Y, and Z, you can walk away with just such a wealth of knowledge from like a 2-3 hour session.
For sure.
So like that helped you a lot?
Yeah. Watching like YouTube videos, LinkedIn learning videos.
Oh shit.
Like there's so many sources to watch.
LinkedIn learning, man. I can honestly say LinkedIn has never done a thing for me in my life.
I'm a big LinkedIn. Well, because I have to use it now.
Facts.
And it's like when you use it, it's like it's a powerful tool.
Right.
And it's like, wow, I didn't know about this, but I'm also diving into like the back end of it. Like I'm looking at the analytics of it. I'm looking how all of our posts like it's like it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I never thought it would. I really didn't. Like
So like, what was? So I mean, yeah. So like, in encoding and like after learning, like the whole YouTube thing. Like, did you like? Was it just like kind of like smooth sailing from there? Like,
no, I still don't know what I'm doing.
Hiccups and stuff like that.
But that's how you learn.
Facts.
You just constantly mess up, and you have to just figure it out.
I love that.
Yeah, it's just me messing up and then being like, oh shit, this could be bad, and then having to
that's
backpedal. Yeah,
literally fundamental, like learning how to do anything. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it's just a process of fucking
for
up.
sure.
So, who would you say you're into marketing, you're into coding, like even early in your whole journey with this, did anything like inspire you? Like, were you trying to like maybe, I don't want to say emulate, because like that just like kind of puts people like in a box per se, like, oh, like I want to be like this person. But like as far as like marketing goes, like did you have any person that like you would draw any creative energy from, any inspiration from?
I wouldn't say it's a person. I really got into in college the like YouTube beauty community.
Okay.
And I was really interested in how their PR marketing worked. Like I was always interested in these PR boxes everyone was getting. I was like, how do people get these? Like, how do you get on that level of getting all this free shit all the time?
Facts.
And so like it was almost like influencer marketing. I was like, I don't want to be an influencer by any means. I don't think
it's a sick game.
Yeah, I don't want that at any point. I don't want to ever be anyone's influencer. But I was like, but if I'm on the other end supplying the influencers, like maybe that's more of my realm.
Okay.
That made more like I could pick the people that I would want to talk about my products.
Okay.
And stuff. So that when I was in New York, and I lived in New York for a couple years prior to moving back to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I got my inspiration from.
For sure.
I moved there was like I wanted to be the person to like make that PR box special.
Okay.
To make it like I liked the visual, the creative aspect of it, making it like, because when they open it on these like Instagram stories,
it's like a whole production.
Appealing.
Yeah,
it's like
a whole production.
It's like Christmas.
Yeah.
Like it made me feel like I did as a kid watching myself open up a gift.
Facts.
So I was like, I would love to make that.
Okay.
So that's kind of what drew me to it, like, because I wanted to work in the beauty industry, but I never did. But that's what kind of led me.
That's dope. So like, what would even like, so would it be the product and the presentation that would pretty much like stick out to you?
Yeah, like
And
I'm really into the creative visual
like that,
aspect
okay.
of marketing,
Yeah,
and I
for
think
sure.
that's why I like web stuff and I like
Okay.
tech stuff. It's like I like the visuals.
Okay, so like I mean, even like from like a packaging standpoint, like what stands out to you? Like what like makes it visually like like what are some of the traits that like some of the packaging or like some of like the products that like you've seen that like hey like that is some nice just even packaging.
Like I just like clean stuff. Like I like
Clean,
it to look
sleek,
clean.
like yeah.
Like I want to be able to put it on a shelf in my bathroom and someone
I know
be like,
exactly
wow,
what you mean. Yeah,
like
yeah.
how elegant. You
No,
know?
no,
like,
no,
it's
no,
like
no, for
elegant.
sure.
It's like there's a class to it.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of us are missing that like little piece of class still. Like in old like holiday movies, you see it with like the gold and the shimmering and like just like that glow.
Facts.
That's what my products to like clean and just
Like there's care in going into
yeah,
like
someone
right.
thought about it.
That's a fact. That's a
someone
fact.
thought deeply about it. It wasn't
Okay.
just like thrown together.
Okay. No, for sure. And I like that. So like even in picking someone, because like you said like you want to pick the person that like the product goes to. Like so like would that just be based on their following, based on like how you feel about them?
I think it depends on like the target audience, who your audience is following.
It's that marketing.
Yeah,
it's
it's
you know what I mean?
yeah,
It's
like
that marketing bug.
yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta see your people.
Facts.
So like, I used to also work at Chico's, for example. Chico's
Okay.
is like an older women's clothing store. All of our marketing was marketed towards women 65 and above. So it was like women, like our athleisure lines were all. In this, I also got a lot of inspiration from this because this was a different perspective of me in marketing when I was just a retail worker there
Right.
for several years. But when you're seeing like these older ladies, like they're not jogging on like a treadmill or like how Lululemon, how it's all like they're doing like really active stuff. Like these women are like lightly jogging on the on the shore.
Fast paced,
Yeah,
walky, like
they're in their running circle, but their running circle walks really slow.
yeah.
I was like, oh, that's nice that they do that. That does look comfortable. They do look all very comfortable in those outfits. I would like to be that comfortable. I started wearing old lady clothes. I was like, it's loungewear.
Yeah.
It's stylish loungewear.
Look how much it breathes.
My athleisure. I did great. I didn't take a brisk walk.
Oh my gosh,
But,
man.
yeah,
No, for sure. Right.
It's all about your target audience,
For
who
sure.
you want to reach out to,
Okay.
what kind of people you're looking for.
So, what do you think? Just from kind of like doing anything in New York for a little bit, moving back here and like kind of like seeing a bunch of different styles of things. What do you think like the biggest misconception about marketing is? Like, what do you think like people have the wrong idea about marketing? Like, even like the way it works.
I was thinking about this prior to coming here, and
Oh,
I was
okay.
hoping you'd ask me a question like this. One thing I think people overlook, like I think as a consumer.
Even, I mean, from both ends. So like as a consumer, and then like even like on your end, like within
So
like
like as a consumer, I learned how much effort people put into such small things.
yeah,
Like I spend hours working on emails, like
Right.
marketing emails, and like I think about how I probably get like 100 marketing emails every single day,
Yeah.
and I delete every single one of them. But there's probably some sad intern that's like on my level,
Just
spent like slaving
in a
hours
sweatshop?
Yeah, he's
Like-
please buy our candles.
what's the traction on that?
Buy 3 get 3 free now, like please.
Hasn't seen his family for like 2 years.
Mom, I'm coming home for Christmas.
Yeah.
Swear. But that's like
Yeah.
there's so much effort in that.
For
And it's
sure.
like I'm just deleting this shit every day.
Straight to your
don't even
junk,
don't
trash.
even look at it.
Right.
Bounce. Like,
Facts.
and
That's
so
that's very true.
Now that I'm making those, I'm starting to read my email more. I'm starting
For
to like
sure.
appreciate these little tiny things because I'm like, damn, there's probably some kid my age. I was saying kid as if I'm 25.
Yeah,
I'm a kid.
yeah, we're
But
all
it's like
kids,
there's
yeah.
some person just like me writing these, being like, oh, I hope my boss likes this.
Yeah,
And it's
right.
like I appreciate it more. I try to like I click things now that
So,
I
like,
wouldn't normally click.
As a consumer, like it's made you a bit more empathetic and like yeah.
And it
just
also
like,
made me more particular about what I do subscribe to.
okay, yeah.
And especially like in my business, and like I'm very careful now to read everything,
For
like
sure.
labels, like nutrition labels, like everything, just because it's important to gain that knowledge about what
Absolutely.
you're consuming, what you're buying, what you're spending your money on, where it's coming from, where it's sourced. Like you think a lot more about everything you do.
Yeah,
when
for
you're in
sure.
a marketing person, because you have to like you got to twist a lot of stuff, and it's like, what are they twisting to me? Like you see what you twist to other people. What are they twisting for me?
Okay, and then so even to that point, right? because you said like you were real particular. What does a brand have to do to like not like what do they have to do, but like what makes you subscribe to brands now?
Informative advertising.
Informative advertising. What do you mean?
When they like explain why they did things the way they've done them.
Okay.
I like to know the entire backstory from start to finish.
Reason behind the madness.
Yeah,
kind of thing,
like
right?
even like with the branding, like why did you choose this? Like what drew you to this? Like being a part of those processes, you start to wonder more about how other brands come to it, or is it someone else's idea they stole? Like I want to know.
Have you seen some of that? Like have you seen some like?
You start to. I'm starting to pick up more patterns now that I like notice like patterns I follow, like subconsciously and consciously. Like you don't realize all the patterns that you follow in your life, and then
That's fucking crazy.
like you might like the same brands because they're all owned by the same parent company, and you don't even realize it because the you know what I mean? Like you don't think about these things.
Do you like know like and like? So like, what brands are like under like the same parent company that
I'm just saying like large like conglomerate.
No, yeah, but like
I don't know off the top of my head.
Right,
like, any,
facts.
but,
I mean, because
like
like
Ella,
that's
Pepsi,
true.
Like
because like the same 6 people own like same
everything.
7,
Yeah.
like it's everything.
Even in State College, like all of my favorite restaurants were owned by the same families.
That's a fact.
Like you don't think about that.
Yeah.
It's like there's a reason you like all the stuff you do and you're loyal to these brands is they do something that makes you happy.
That's a fact.
Every step of the way.
So then, even on your end, what do you think the biggest misconception is? Like, just like apart from the consumer, right? Like as far as like creating a marketing campaign, creating digital content, creating branding logos. This like
I guess the amount of time it takes. We
For
all
sure.
don't have enough time
For
to
sure.
actually put in the amount of time we want. Like if I had 6 months to come up with a brand and I could build this beautiful brand, it would be amazing. But instead I have like 6 hours.
in a day,
And
like,
I have to give the client their immediate brand.
Facts.
Like I have to give them the name. I have to give them the logo. Do you like it? No, let's go back to the drawing board. We'll have something for you tomorrow morning. Like
yeah.
you don't think about how much time you need to do something, so you have to rush everything, and you wonder constantly, could it have been better if I had more time?
Okay.
And I feel like that's something I
Could have
never
been better,
prepared
yeah.
for. Because like,
We talk about
yeah, go ahead.
we talk about this on the pod a lot, like just like the dilemma of creating something. You know what I mean? Like it's never gonna be good enough in your eyes. Like you're always gonna like want to tweak something.
Yeah, like I notice a lot of things like I could have done that a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it's just me criticizing
It's
myself.
definitely not. It's definitely
or
that.
if it's actually like, did I need more time?
I mean, in my opinion, it could be both. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like the client or whatever could be like, yo, this is great. Like I love what you did here, but it's like, yeah, but you're not looking at it from my eye. Like that looks good, I guess, because you don't know what to look for.
Or they didn't see the other designs the other 10 designs you came up with to get to that design.
Word up, word.
Yeah, like-
yeah.
That's something I constantly wonder.
Facts.
But it's such a fast moving world, marketing now. Like it's not like when you watch, I hate to use Mad Men as an example because like I don't think
That's like right up like.
it's a
you know what I
perfect
mean?
example of like, but it makes me feel bad because like I don't want to be like the Don
No,
Draper
yeah,
of
like
the-
just like in a room,
like
like
hard,
smoking
cold,
cigarettes.
like-
what can we do to pump up numbers?
Yeah, I just need money,
What's
money,
the-
money, money.
yeah,
money.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
facts,
like
facts.
to be like that person, but it is like they just you have
Yeah.
to crank it out. Like
Yeah.
you just have to stay up all night and sit there with a cigarette in your hand.
Yeah.
Like, is this it? Is this the $1 million idea?
Yeah,
Like, did
facts.
I finally do it?
Right.
But yeah, it's just I wish I had more time. That's the thing I feel like people don't understand is there's no time to come
Yeah.
up with the idea. Like
Yeah.
when people look at something like, oh, they should have done that or they could have done this. It's like people probably had 6 hours to come up with this and present it
Yeah.
in a perfect fashion. So
Yeah. So you said that you lived in New York for a little bit. How long did you live out there?
about 3 years, almost 3
3
years.
years. You lived there for 3 years?
Yeah, like 2 and a half.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I guess like you did, move there like shortly after we
Right after,
graduated.
yeah,
That's
graduation.
fucking
Yeah.
crazy. So all right. So being in that world, I mean, because New York is like playing the game of life on hard.
Yep.
Like I mean, like life is already its own thing. You move to New York, it's like
It was
playing it at
maximum
5,
difficulty,
10
yeah.
times speed. So like, how was it acclimating to that in the marketing world? Like, it's a mecca for everything.
It was so
like,
intense.
I'm sure. Yeah. So yeah, please.
It
yeah.
was intense, honestly, from start to finish. Like trying to find a job. It's like these interviews are so fast paced. Like, what can you give us? Okay, next. And they're like, And then I had to give presentations, and it's like I've never given presentations like this before. I'm not thinking about like a budget.
A fucking
I've
yeah,
never been
like
I was
what?
always an intern. I was never working with like a large budget, and so it's like I'm presenting these plans and like these budget plans and these like it was just intense all the time.
Yeah.
And then when you're actually in the working environment, you're never sleeping. You're never like it's work. It's tough, but if you love it, it's for you. Like my brother loves it.
Mm-hmm.
He thrives.
Your brother lives there right now?
Yeah, he lives
Okay.
there now. Yeah, he loves
What
it.
part?
In Brooklyn.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, he loves it. He's a producer. He does.
That's dope.
Yeah, and it's fast paced, and he loves it. He thrives. He couldn't work any other way. I like to be at home. I like to hang out and
enjoy your time.
I enjoy my time by myself. I enjoy quiet. I enjoy just being away from everything.
For
and
sure.
You can't have that there because you're constantly on your
Just
phone. You're surrounded by
everything.
people.
Yeah.
There's constantly something to do. Your friends are doing this. Your other friends are doing that. Do you want to go there? Do you want to go there? Do you want to do this? Like you can miss out on everything at the same time while doing simultaneously everything.
Everything. Right.
So it's just I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
I'm glad I was there for as long as I was, but I don't think I would ever do it again.
Okay.
And I don't think in terms of working there, I don't think it was for me because I don't think I care enough about my career as much as I do my life.
That's a fucking bar. That's a bar.
Yeah,
like that's a bar right there.
Some people care about their career
Facts.
a ton, and that's their life. That's their life.
My livelihood is way more important than trying to move up in a corporate. You know what I mean? Not to say I don't care about my job. That's not the thing.
I like my job. I like to work and
Yeah.
stuff like it, but I don't necessarily think that can be what fulfills me every single day.
Yeah, I
in
mean,
all aspects of my life.
For 2 years, that's not a small task. What would you say is the besides the fast paced kind of environment, working in marketing in New York and then moving back to Pittsburgh, is there what are the fundamental differences in how you do your craft in Pittsburgh and then in New York?
In Pittsburgh, I feel like people have more patience with me.
Yeah.
I can almost give a little bit more of myself into my projects because they're more honest. Whereas New York, it was almost like I was putting on a mask of everything I presented because I wanted it to be what they wanted, not what I wanted.
Yeah.
So I feel like here, I'm more authentic to my craft, whereas in New York, I was more authentic to the game.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. And yeah.
Yeah, that's just I wanted things to be what I thought they were supposed to be in New York, where here is I almost feel like I want them to be what I think I want them to be, rather. You know what I mean?
Do you think that helps your overall product and what you're able to give a client or whoever as far as because you said patience, so do you think that just helps your overall end product that you
For sure.
you give to a client?
For sure.
Okay.
Because there's more of myself into it, so the way I
Facts.
present it is different.
Okay.
The way I present it is honest and truthful, and it's not so fake
Okay.
and buttoned up, I guess.
Facts, right. From more like a corporate, this is what I think it should look like, and
Yeah,
then
if you catch my vision,
right.
I'm really honing in on this. Versus this is what I think
Oh,
you
shit,
like.
facts.
It's different. It's me telling you what I think you need.
Facts.
Rather than what I think you want.
Right.
So-
Which I feel like that almost comes with maturity. Again, at least in the professional field, where it's you're always kind of doing things to appease, your boss, higher ups. You don't feel like you have the leg to stand on to give your organic take on things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And because it might come with some risk.
Yeah, and I feel like I trust myself more here.
That's good, yeah.
Because I learned more there.
For sure.
I made more mistakes in New York than I have here.
For sure.
So I trusted myself more here to not make those same mistakes.
Okay.
So
I feel that.
yeah.
What's been your your favorite, thing that like you've been a part of up to now? Like your favorite campaign, your favorite marketing effort, like.
Well, I was in a couple videos recently.
Facts, yeah, definitely talk about that.
I was in a couple
like,
videos
for
recently.
sure.
I did a.
Where can they find those, by the way?
You can find those on the Hemp Synergistics website
Okay.
under
Undor the
under the I think it's under our media tab.
Okay.
It's a Hemp Synergistics presents. There's a QVC video. There's like an infomercial.
Great.
Yeah,
Both
there's
great.
some fun
Both
videos.
incredible.
Yeah,
Both incredible.
it's fun to be a part of those things
For sure.
especially like for your job.
Okay, yeah, no, for sure.
Like,
Like
not just for like what I kind of did like in high school when I did like a web series. It's like tacky.
Which was fucking hilarious. Hilarious. I remember you showed me that in school, bro. I was fucking crying.
I've been a part
bro.
of some funny.
Dude, nah,
some
because
funny
like for
bits.
like they like so like her high school made like their rendition of like The Office.
It's called Room 133.
That shit was fucking hilarious, bro. Like,
It still
like
gets
is it
hits,
still up?
Yeah, it's still up. You can catch
Yo,
it on
it's
Room
still up.
133.
Definitely go find it on YouTube,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
That shit is.
That is a good. That is my ultimate like favorite project
Facts,
I've ever
as it
worked on.
should be, as it should
But,
be.
yeah, no, I like doing stuff like that.
Nah,
like
for
I
sure.
really love to do videos, and I like to do like I love bits.
Yeah, oh my
I'm
god,
a bit
nah,
girl
facts.
through and through.
Yeah,
I
nah,
love
nah.
when people do bits. I
Facts.
love like bit humor, and so anytime I get to do like a video or a skit or
Yeah.
anything like that, I'm fully into it.
So like, talk about like like the QVC video like a little bit more. Like, how did that come about? Like, what was
So,
that for?
My
Like,
boss and I were like, we need to come up with something to sell these gift boxes. We have tons of gift boxes on sale. Please buy some.
yeah,
And so we're selling all these gift boxes. And I was like, we should do like a QVC video because my dad watches them, which is cheesy, and he like loves them. He's like, I got all these crazy Christmas presents from QVC this year.
facts.
And I see the commercials, and it's like a girl being like, hi, everyone. We're here today to talk about our great gift boxes. Let's take a gander at this. Today we're going to start. And I was like, we should do that. I could do that. And so my boss was like, yeah, let's do it. And so the whole
Shit.
thing is just one take. Like, we didn't stop.
Yeah.
It was just me and my coworker, Danielle. who's
Wait,
also-
Mike, yo, could you hand me that Jameson real quick? Yeah, my fault. Yeah, my fault. Nah, continue. My fault. I just got to refill.
And so we were doing the video. Like, I was like, let's just do it. Like, we'll do one take, and we'll see how it turns out. My boss got the green screen up, and we took it, and we did a first take, no sound.
That was one take.
Yeah, there was no sound in the first
Look, yo,
video.
come on, man.
And then
Come
so they
on,
were like,
one
all right, let's
take.
redo it. So then we did it all in one take on a green screen.
Yeah,
And that was it.
yeah.
And then we posted it the next day.
It's fucking hilarious, man.
Yeah.
I fucking loved it. Wow, one fucking
Yeah,
take.
so it was one take. None of it was scripted. It was just me
Just improv
making it
and
up
like,
as I go.
yeah,
So there's
yeah.
like a couple. You'll see a couple like blunders in there, but I'm proud of it.
Yeah, no, I
I'm-
mean, like, no, as you not, like, honestly, as you should be. Like, I
just
think, like,
doing
that's.
stuff that like I like doing funny stuff.
Yeah. No,
Like, I'd rather do funny
no, dude,
stuff
you're
than, like,
hilarious.
classic.
You're hilarious. You're fucking hilarious. Like, you're
Buy
easy-
this now today.
Nah, man. Nah, that shit was definitely funny. So,
There should be more coming soon.
would you say that, like, currently, because, you use CBD as well,
Yes.
correct? And, like, like, it's, we're definitely, big proponents of CBD. So, like, would you say that, kind of, being in a company or in a space that not only makes that product but endorses it so heavily and like champions it so heavily, like, does that make it easier for you to do what you do because like the belief in it and the interest is so organic?
Yeah, like because I trust the product, it's easier for me to sell it because I'm authentically selling it.
Exactly,
Prior
right.
to this, I was working in pharmaceuticals where it's not
I think,
honest.
yeah, you're
It's
right,
not
right.
authentic.
Big pharma, man.
Big pharma's tough.
I
And
mean,
like it's not
to get political, but we're seeing that today, like, kind of play out as far as like,
Oh
you know,
yeah, for sure. And even just being like on the marketing side, it's like,
Yeah.
writing like all these warnings and stuff. You're like,
Maybe you should get
this may
the
cause like bleeding. It's like, oh God.
but get the shot.
Yeah, but you want to get this. But you want to get this. It's gonna help you. It's gonna help you, and it's scary.
Right, no,
it's
for
a
sure,
scary
for
thing
sure, for
to
sure.
be a part of.
Yeah.
Because you're like, this could hurt someone.
Yeah.
I'm potentially selling something that could really hurt someone.
Yeah.
So yeah, and working now in something that I trust and that
Absolutely.
I use is better. It's easier for me to sell. When people call me and ask me questions, they can answer them with a more authentic response rather than being like, oh yeah, it should work like that.
Yeah.
You
yeah. No.
It should help.
No, definitely.
You start getting a rash, see your doctor.
Real
It's-
shit. If you guys like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely go see your medical professional.
Yeah,
Not sure
that's-
why that happened.
not sure why you're calling me.
Couldn't have been our product. If you could just write that down and send that to me,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome. That it wasn't our product, but definitely get that looked at for sure. No. No. So okay, so even because I just kind of wanted to get into what your profession was and what takes up most of your time.
Yeah.
But is there anything that you have interest in as far as hobbies on the side or things you because you want to make videos and shit like that
Yeah. I like to cook. I don't know. I
good cook.
Yeah,
I've had
yeah.
some of your cooking for
I
sure.
do like to cook. I like food a lot.
Okay.
I like to go to restaurants. I'm really into food scenes as well. I like animals. I go to the zoo.
You ever
once
think
a
about
week.
food vlogging or food blogging or shit like that?
I did. Right before COVID hit, and I was still living in New York. I went to probably 20 restaurants during Restaurant Week in New York City.
What's Restaurant Week?
So it's just when all these restaurants have a little course menu for a certain amount of money. It's usually under $100.
Oh shit!
But it's you get one of their regular appetizers, entrees, desserts, and yeah. So
just for promotional purposes.
yeah,
Okay.
Just as they're on Restaurant Week,
Right.
and so I went to I went to tons of
That's dope.
restaurants,
Yeah, that's
and I
dope.
was like, oh, I should write about this. So I was taking pictures. I was writing about it. I was like, okay, I'll start a blog. I can do this. And then COVID hit, so I was like, well, I can't go to restaurants anymore. And then I got really, really into cooking. I've always been into cooking, so I was like, I'll just get into this. And then it was like, well, I'm not going to write about this. Everyone's doing this right now.
Facts.
I'm not alone making bread. Everyone knows how to make bread now. So I was like, I'm not going to be an
I don't know how to make
individual-
bread personally. I don't know how to.
really?
No.
Well, I can teach you. I have all the equipment.
Not at all.